to miss out on what's popping right now. So let me just give my students classes what's going on right now with the stream. I think we're supposed to be streaming. We're supposed to be streaming just about now. Brilliant. There's no YouTube. Okay. Jillian is asking about the YouTube link. It's right there. And let me do the Book of Faces. The Book of Faces. That's what I call Facebook. Yes. All right. So guess what? I like to bang my mouth about my students. And even though this past week we had the Remarkable Teens, which was great. One of my students is a remarkable teen this year. And I'm speaking about Rondell Williams, whose father I worked with over the years that I absolutely respect. Louis Williams, Ronald Louis Williams, a former politician, a IT manager at DeLille Walwyn, has definitely been somebody I respect tremendously. And it's such a pleasure to say that I am teaching his son, because Louis has definitely saved me on so many different occasions when it comes to IT, when it comes to servers. He definitely has come through when I'm thinking I've locked myself out or misconfigured something or bricked something completely. Louis just comes with that calm demeanor, says, he stammers a little bit. It's okay. We're going to get it done. And he's never failed. So I'm happy and proud to know that I'm teaching his son, who is a scholar athlete and into sports. So he's he's into track and field. And I would like to believe that Rondell is into something else. Football, yes. So he's represented St. Kitts and Nevis at the character games. And he has also done something on the CONCACAF under 17 tournament situation, and is doing well in school and wants to be a IT professional like his dad. So there we go. You can see what good parenting does for our children, right? And like I said, I like to bang my mouth about my students. This is Youth Month, and I'm going to keep banging my mouth right now because apparently we have a big debate coming up in one of my classes. It's called the Big Debate, where my students have been asked to debate topics in tech in an effort to encourage them to learn beyond the syllabus. So we picked 3 different topics, and that's coming up next week. And they're also tasked with producing a video of the behind the scenes efforts and the exploits that led up to the big debate. And they have to come up with a name of a group. One of the names of the groups I am unbashfully going to say is called Lash Up Azzy. I kid you not. That's one of the names of the groups, right? And to be honest, they're having fun with it. They're going to be throwing some intellectual word throwing and all that kind of stuff. So we can't wait. And I can't wait to come back in here and talk about, all the good fun we had. We also have a homework project that I gave to them where I essentially profiled some of the students and included them in the project as a skit, but with missions that they have to solve at the same time. So it's been fun, and I can only do this because of the caliber of students that I have. If it wasn't for the type of students that I have, I wouldn't be able to do this. So I love all of them, and I teaching, there's nothing more rewarding than being in the presence of these wonderful students. So clap for all of them. All right, something else that's happening that I saw this week and last week, the Laptop 1-to-1 program is back. And I know this is a big political football, and I happened to catch somebody on the radio today on In Focus when they were talking about the digital learning paradigm platforms and all those things that are going to be happening through these laptops. And I think it's amazing that now you're going to have textbooks in their digital forms for free with interactive animations and interactive exercises to do. Teachers can create their quizzes right on their homeworks right on there. And so now all of a sudden you move away from that pen and pencil and paper to something that's actually a lot more in line with what these youngings like to do. So kudos to the government for being forward thinking. You guys like to abuse and cuss them and say they don't know what they're doing. But in this particular regard, their initiative in education with these laptops, I think is going to bear some amazing fruit. So kudos to them. All right, something else good that happened this past week. I saw a video by Dwight Astafen's daughter recording him giving food to a bunch of Skillet workers who were fixing an outage in the Frigate Bay area. I believe he passed and asked them if they wanted dinner, and he took their orders and he went back there with his order like Santa. The only thing that was missing was his little Santa hat. But I was very happy to see that. Those are the things you see happening like in the United States, and you know, those things go viral. These things don't go viral in these parts because guess what? It's not melee. It's not melee. My show doesn't go viral because it's not melee. So, but we will change the game. Speaking about changing the game, I want to talk about Elon Musk. Elon Musk is continuing to change the game. I had a lot of respect for this man, and my respect for him just went up tenfold. Now, he's not perfect. He's polarizing, but he is changing humanity. You understand? And he's a habitual. He's not a habitual. He's very good at failing. Okay, Elon Musk has failed several times. Elon Musk, do you know Elon Musk was behind PayPal? Elon Musk was behind PayPal. He's no longer there anymore. Do you know OpenAI? Elon Musk was one of the co-founders of OpenAI. You're right? Elon Musk is no longer there. Elon Musk is now enabling 50% of the human beings on the globe do not have access to internet. 50%. He's changing the game in that regard. And so now he's taken over Twitter. He bought it for $44 billion. Its value has plummeted since then. But he's standing for something that people don't seem to see as being very important. That's freedom of expression, freedom of speech. It's okay. Yeah, right. Right. So basically he made some perceptibly anti-Semitic statements on the platform last week or week before. And people pretty much started to boycott the platform, and advertisers started to leave in droves and whatever. And he did apologize for it. But today, I saw this video of him on MSNBC where he was being asked about that, the advertisers leaving. And he said, listen, are you going to blackmail me into giving up my freedom of expression? If you want to leave, leave. And if that's the reason why Twitter goes under, you guys will be the reason why it went under. And the person interviewing was like, no, but you're the one who made the statement. He said, no, I made a statement. I might have made a statement, out of error or whatever the case may be. I've apologized for it. But you're not going to impede on my freedom of expression just because I want you to advertise it on my platform. And so he's standing for something, even though he knows it is going, or more than likely is going to be the reason why it fails. And there's so much we can learn from that, because he believes strongly on this paradigm of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. So I admire him. I've known about him for years before he became famous, and I've been looking at his ascent into stardom. And he's awkward. He stutters a lot. In fact, one of his kids, I think, has problems in, social interactions, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, Elon Musk is building a brain chip. He made rockets that could go up and land without explode. Well, some of them exploded several times. But the point is, exactly, NASA couldn't do it. The big NASA with all the big budgets that they've had. So now he's making it possible for rockets to go up in space, and the boosters come back down to Earth to be reused again. That just cuts the cost of space travel exponentially. And so he's the only one who's doing it. He's the only one who's doing it, and he's doing it, but he failed. And so now we're trying to get to Mars, and that's the Starlink rocket that has failed so many times in terms of its first attempt to go up and then make the belly flop and come back down on land. Now he's succeeded in making that land, but now they want this ship to go up in orbit and orbit the Earth around several times before coming back. And the launch 2 weeks ago almost happened with their most powerful rocket system ever, with 35 engines, all of them fired up. And it did reach way up there, but it had a rapid unassembly, whatever, something happened, rapid unscheduled disassembly, where they had to explode it before it came back down to Earth and did havoc. But at the end of the day, they're learning and they're continuing to push the envelope, because that's what's going to take for us to actually go to Mars and start to populate that planet, So he is. I look at his story. There's two entrepreneurs I look at, and it's him and Richard Branson. Those two, because they care about people. They care about people, a lot about people. So you know what? The last story I'm going to talk about before, because I have many more to talk about, but I don't want to. I have my wonderful students here. I don't want to bang my mouth too much. A judge was sick of sending kids to prison. And so you know what he did instead? This is what he did. Here's the story. So this judge, his name is Judge John Phillips. He said by the year 2000, he had long lost the count of number of minors he has sent through the California penitentiary system for crimes committed during a violent, unguided, and hopeless adolescence. And he says, you will send these young people to prison and they will learn how to become harder criminals. Yep. And so in 2003, he set out to find a better way to get kids in an environment of support where they could pass through these difficult years with a hand on their shoulder. Phillips started Rancho Cholla at the base hill in a town, utilizing the old juvenile detention center, which is the board is made up of county supervisors, judges, and law enforcement leaders. And basically, it has become a vocational training facility, culinary academy, a private school that only works with at-risk youth or youth living below the poverty line of $19,000 a year for a family of 4. And so at first, it would only take in adolescent offenders. But at the 21st century march on, it took several turns for the worse. And so it saw more underage murders in 2015, more underage murders than anywhere else in the nation. And so the strategy changed. And so it would be frequently passing by high schools, county jails, basically looking to take in the worst of the worst and hoping to interrupt the course of these youth's lives and turn them to a brighter future. And so now it has a variety of programs, most of which are hands-on and kinetic, from carpentry, construction, and vintage car repair, beekeeping, and equestrian care. And so industry experts go there and share their knowledge, and they teach automobile repair and some other stuff. So yeah, guess what? I think this works. I think we spoke about this 2 weeks ago, about how 50% of incarcerated people in the US and the UK are dyslexic. And so once again, if you catch these would-be offenders at an earlier age, you could be saving lives down the line, pun intended. Well, 15 minutes of fame is done. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, my students are going to be here talking to us. Yeah.
Sending love around the world, bless up to the ones I am. Sending peace and love around the world, yeah. Window shopping malls are filled with people, stringing pepper lights, carols are singing. Most of all, it's when you feel the cool breeze, Christmas is here. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? No, Naguana, you just want bill. Everybody come together, wanna vibes and chill. Give love on Christmas Day. No greater gift is there than love. May I plead to the ones who are walk with a rap-a-pam-pam. I am asking cease to the ones who are steal and the ones who are scam Jesus' birthday. Yeah, we out on the streets lively. Yeah, we out and we feel irate. Give love on Christmas Day.
All right. Looks like we're back. We're back on air. We're back on air. Give love on Christmas Day. And, you know, it's been an amazing time. I'm not tired today, even though I should be and could be. And I just want to make sure I can see my students on the streams. Wow, they're right there. So, talk to me. How you guys doing? Wait. Let me just tell everybody who you guys are. I have a remarkable teen in the midst, in person of Malika Benjamin from last year. And I got Azzy. Oi. Yeah. A U.S. Embassy's Black History Month speech competition winner in the house. An orator, a firecracker, a fire starter, and not a shade thrower. So, two dynamic young women who are going to need helmets as they grow up because they're going to be shattering so many glass ceilings. I guarantee you, you know? So let me just, I'm still talking about you guys. I want your head to swell. So what stood out to me about Malika last year, Jamsa, do you have that clip? Yeah, what stood out to me, trust me, yeah, you're going to like it, was last year, my first day of school was their class, pure maths. And I kid you not, I was nervous like crazy. I didn't know what to do. And they didn't know that I was nervous because I haven't been teaching for a long time. And so I started to ask questions and I said, you know what, I'm going to need an icebreaker here. And so I'm going to ask the students to come up with a little skit or a song or something like that. And today when I was doing my preparation for the show, I just realized as he was there, as he was in my class before the class got broken up. I can't believe I missed out on having you in my class for that first year. And, you know, definitely missed having your energy in the classroom. But there was a Malika to make up for that. So we're going to play what that particular... So they had to come up with a song talking about math and why they didn't like math or why they didn't get math and all that kind of stuff. And Malika came up with a rap. So I want you all to hear what she came up with. And this was literally minutes in preparation. The entire group of students who like math had to come up with something. And this is their song. 5, 4, 3, 2, kick it off.
You don't like math, that's a shame. We tell you why math's not to blame. Use it every day to code our code. Don't believe me? Just check in a book. Need to solve a problem? Just use maths. Need some new tech? Just use maths. Need a better job? Just use maths. Need a new friend? Just use maths. You actually need a pass. Just use maths.
Yay! Give it up for the Pineball!
That was great. Oh my gosh. So, memories, nostalgia?
Yes, I forgot that we had that on video.
Yes, it was a bit. And then when I saw, I was like, Azzy was there.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember being in the class. Yeah,
What was that experience like?
that first day,
Yes.
I was like, I've never done anything like that before. Like no teachers ever done that. So I was like, what is this man asking us to do? It was unique. It was different, and it was really fun.
Right, especially for college. You're just like, yeah, we're coming to be really serious. We probably coming to get to work on the first day, and then you come to class and Mr. E is like, so y'all are gonna sing? Are you going to rap about why you either like or don't like math?
Yeah, it brings back lots of memories because that just set the tone for the entire year. That class really indeed felt like a family. And I'm sorry we didn't get to actually have a cookout. And I think we should still try to have a reunion at the end of the literal school year. I'm like, listen, the original clan, all those who were ousted because of whatever reason, you come back and let's have a get together. and actually make those shirts that we're supposed to make. The pythons and the operators. Anyway, Azzy, what stood out to me about ASEAN this year was the first discovery and learning assignment I gave the students. ASEAN delivered her presentation with such pizzazz and class and style. And I was like, what? Everybody was there trying to read and trying to fumble. And Azzy just came with her MacBook Pro with an M1 chip. Full.
M2?
M2. Came with M2 chip. Yes, exactly. And she came and she delivered. Her presentation was on point. It was aesthetically pleasing. It was contextual. It was everything. And I said, listen, this young lady has a bright, bright future ahead of her. In fact, it's so bright that, we may have to fire the sun. But anyway, that's that about that. Are your heads swelling now? You feeling affirmed now?
I think so.
You think so? Can you use what? My producer asked me, you can use my lameness anytime. So, what was life like growing up in the early 2000s? Like, as if that's like such far away. I mean, you're saying that now, like the early 2000s. You guys grew up in like 2008, 2009-ish?
Yeah, after 2005.
Wow. What was that like? Was it difficult not having Facebook and not having Instagram and not having, Facebook was there, but still, you didn't grow up in that type of environment where you were using all those devices, did you?
No, I don't think so. But they definitely still had some technology there. But we were kids.
Leapfrog.
So, right. So you were just impressed by the simplicities that you had. You go outside. You had your little. If you had like a little leapfrog or something, I was a really big fan of like the DS games. My mom used to buy me those.
Oh, were you a gamer too?
No, I've never been a gamer. Sorry.
You've never been a gamer?
No.
But you're outdoorsy?
Sure.
Oh, so sticks and stones and trees and grass?
Yeah, when I was younger, definitely, but no, not so much.
What happened?
I don't know. I got attached to my bed.
You got attached to your bed?
Yes.
Wow, I hope that don't happen with my little one. She loves bugs, outdoors, trees, rocks, sticks, the whole works. But that's good. So what was fun like for you then?
For me, I guess I've always been a TV girl, like sitting behind the TV, watching the TV. So that was my source of entertainment growing up. And if it wasn't watching TV, I was outside playing with my siblings. So that was life for me.
Well, this is an all Adventist team in the studio right now, and I'm very proud to say that. Yes, this is all. You could tell they're exuding that Adventism in isms. You could tell just from the way they carry themselves. And so, what was it like? Because being an Adventist in this world ain't easy. Did you guys experience that type of pressure growing up, or are you experiencing it now? What was it like?
Well, okay. So I went to the Adventist primary school. So for me, the initial shift was when I went to high school, because now I'm meeting different people who came from different places. And it was like, oh, so this is how things are. This is how things happen. And I learned at an early time in high school, like, certain things are no. Like, I don't want to get into like religious debates with anybody else. Like, if you come into me about something religious based, I'll give you my opinion. If you want to take it, you take it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm not gonna go in the whole, oh, this is right, this is wrong, this is that. So from an early, I was like, no, I'm not gonna get into that. That was it for me. But now is not as much as it was back then, I guess, because now I'm more comfortable and everybody understands, hey, she's an Adventist, so she doesn't do this, she doesn't do that. She believes in this, she believes in that. So my friends, especially, they respect that, and they wouldn't ask me to do anything that they know would go against my religious beliefs, and that's what I'm really happy for.
Birds of a feather. What about you, Agent M?
I actually had a pretty unique experience because I didn't grow up Adventist, but
Yes.
I
Yeah.
did go to the Seventh Primary School, and I think a lot of the habits as far as like diet and like beliefs kind of stuck from that. I think people don't give children enough credit for how determined they can be. So if you really hold on to something that you believe, especially at such a young age, and you kind of carry through with it as you get older. And I've literally only been Adventist for like the past 4 years. So
Wow. Can't even tell.
yeah, so for the past 4 years, so I started being Adventist in my teenage years, and you might think like, wow, that's crazy. Why would you choose to do that? But it's actually been one of the best experiences of my life. I think that's a really, really good time.
Amen.
Other than being obviously younger, but I feel like the younger that you are in choosing to, this is what I want to follow. This is what I believe is right, is really good. And, it kind of guides the reason why I do a lot of things. And same thing with ASEAN, with not bashing other people, but then still having that basis that I stand on. And I actually have a lot of Adventist friends, so that made it a lot easier not only to switch, but to continue believing what I do.
So what are some core values that will never leave you? So for me, I the pork thing, I don't do that. Even when I was in school, I think I got hoodwinked into eating that when I was in university. I was ignorant. But there's certain things that just stick with me. What are some of those core ones that you feel, nah, I'm never going to leave this one? What do you think that's going to be?
Definitely the diet, Sabbath, and really just knowing that the things that you do, you're not just representing yourself, like you're not just you. Everything you do is an extension of God's character and how other people should see that in you. So I think once you look outside of yourself.
For me, it's 110 million% Sabbath. Like, I am not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I'm staying home. Whether it's work, school, I don't know. I'm staying home.
Mommy and daddy gonna be proud. Well, let me tell you something. There is a lot of value in that guaranteed time to actually just disconnect and recharge for 24 hours. And I am not very good with that anymore, and I should be, and maybe that's why I'm always stressed or whatever the case may be. But there is a value in just knowing this is supposed to be my time, and I'm not going to feel guilty for not doing anything. And so kudos for both of you for keeping that on wrap. So now, after primary school, you was in secondary school, and I'm seeing that there would have been stories of leadership and advocacy coming from your experiences. I don't know. But I would like you to tell me, if any, there were any instances where you had to be a leader and affected change or an advocate against or for something. Anything comes to mind? Any one of you?
For secondary school?
Yeah.
Other than probably people seeing you do well and be like, yeah, you're a natural born leader, and making you the leader in group projects and stuff. I was a member of the Interact Club. I was actually on the exec board, and we actually used to plan events where we would go out into the communities, give back. And in order to put those events together, we had to meet, we had to gather, we had to try and lead a group of young people as well to try and, actually care about how they exist in their communities, how they give back. So I think that's the one that comes to mind when I think about one of the most positions of leadership that I had.
Yeah, quite similar to Malika. People see in you the natural born leader skills, and they put you as the leader of the group or whatever presentation you have to do. They're like, yeah, you're the one who's gonna talk on behalf of all of us. That's what
orator.
it was for me. Yeah, but the major one, as you mentioned earlier, was the orator that came about in my last year of high school. Actually, I was picked. And I said, okay, I'm going to do my best. And the thing with that one was it was recorded and sent off. So I didn't see anybody else's. So it was just me and my mind, and, whatever happened, happened.
So that was something did that surprise you, winning that competition?
Honestly, yes.
Can you recall what you spoke about?
yes, I spoke about how here in St. Kitts we have ways of not repurposing, hold on. We have ways of keeping our history alive with Brimstone Hill, Caraba Batik, all those different places, because the prompt was, no, I don't remember the prompt. But the whole idea was, how can we keep our ancestry alive? How can we keep our where we came from alive rather than fizzling it out?
Okay. All right. And you, what was the winning prize? Just the bragging rights?
No. It was a whole list of things, honestly. I won stuff for me, for my school, a whole lot of stuff.
So, now I want to know, because being a good student sometimes comes with challenges, either because people think you're enough or extra, whatever the case. Did you guys encounter any things like that?
I wasn't aware of it at the time, which was crazy to me because I didn't know that people thought that I thought of myself better than other people, but I really, really didn't. But I guess maybe I think maybe it's me not interacting with people as much. I'm not very social. I'm social when I need to be, but I kind of tend to stick to myself, stick within a close circle. And I guess some people misinterpreted that as, oh, she thinks she's better than other people. She doesn't really she sees us as lesser than, which I don't think that's fair, but yeah.
How about you?
I don't know. I honestly don't know what other people thought about me. I just went. I did my best, and if anyone had anything to say, they didn't say it to me.
Okay.
So I don't know.
They never do.
They never do. But that's good. I think you guys are building. Let me tell you something. I think they say monkey know what tree to jump on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're building an energy around you that says, don't mess with me, without even saying it, that might actually be your best line of defense from all the haters that you don't even know. There was this, I could give you an anecdote. There was a time when somebody might have said to me, and that's why I had to block you on WhatsApp. I'm like, I said, you did? Like, I didn't know. Right? Anyway, so listen, CFBC, right? You guys chose to go there, right? You guys had a first impression from that first week of school and that first year. Has anything changed about your expectations from versus when you went in to now? Like, how has that been? Is it living up to what you thought it would be? Is it below? Is it what's the deal?
I'll let Azian go first.
Okay, CFBC. So initially I went into CFBC with a negative mindset, and I'll explain why. I wanted to do information technology on the technical campus, but I wasn't allowed to because I didn't have CSEC science, like any kind of science. I didn't do any sciences in high school.
Right.
So I was uninformed of that. It was too late to pick up that science. So I went in with the mindset that, oh, I'm doing the hard information technology. I'm doing the one where I have to do CAPE, because that's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do CAPE.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So
Fooled me.
I went in with that negative mindset, but then as I went on, I realized, okay, maybe it's not so bad. So from then versus now, I think I'm doing better with the whole atmosphere. Like, I like it more than I did then. So there's that.
Em.
I'm trying to think of what my first impressions were. I don't think I really had any high expectations because, I don't know, people never really gave great expectations. So I was like, maybe if I go in, I could make the best out of this experience and I could have my own interpretation of what the campus is like. Being on ASGS, I guess it was different to get accustomed to. You have different class times. Some days are a lot rougher than others. I mean, you're only doing, I only do 5 subjects now, but the workload still is like, it's hefty. Had a lot of surprises in first year. I think maybe you come in, even if you already have expectations, like something is along the way is going to change your expectations. It's either going to get worse, you have some high points, but the lows are there.
And then I think like no one advised us. Like no one who
Right.
went there was like, oh, this is how things are here. So it's like, okay, I'm just going and experiencing for myself, as Malika said, like whatever happens, happens. Because I was unaware of this beforehand.
It's like a really vague description that they give you.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, CFPC this, CFPC
Yeah.
that. But I feel like in order for you to get the specifics, you really have to be in the system to actually know. You see all its flaws, you see maybe some of its strengths, and you kind of get to figure out, okay, this is how I'm going to work my way out. I'm only here for a certain amount of time, and then it's a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Well, I had I taught at CFB years ago at Tech Block actually. I never taught at AHTS. I taught Tech Block from 2005 to 2008, and then now I've seen the best of both worlds, and I feel as though we have a way to go, but I think that we have the right set of leadership people at the helm at the moment. Our board chair, I don't know if you know, Dr. Tamara Petra Brown, is a complete. She is a complete leader, visionary. She's written the book, the information technology workbook that I don't know if you use that. She wrote that book. She just came from a conference in Dubai with artificial intelligence. She wants to include that in at CFBC. She's trying to just change the game, and I am on board. So I know it's going to get better, and I can't wait for that college to become super modern. And President Abraham is a visionary also, and if you see what he did with Tech Block over those past years while I was there, from after I left, classrooms having ACs and projectors and smart boards, and like, what?
Yeah.
So I think we have the right people at the helm, and we can't wait to see what happens next. So now, Malika, I'm interested. You want to be a dermatologist, right? Who says that?
Right? I just feel like a lot of people say, when people ask them what they want to be, they're like, yeah, I want to do medicine, I want to be a doctor, but I got tired of saying that. Like, I always loved science. I did try doing some business, and it just, even I was good at it, it just, my heart wasn't there. So I ended up completely committing to the science and figuring out that, okay, I do want to do something in medicine. I do find it intriguing, but I don't just want to be a general doctor. I actually want to specialize, and I actually have a found interest in like cosmetology and stuff like that. So I was like blend the best of both worlds, and I'm a
I got it.
dermatologist. Yeah.
What do dermatologists do?
They look after the skin. They also look after the hair on the skin and what's not. Try to figure out the diseases. Try to treat it as best as they can. Yeah.
So when you're finished, you can figure out why the right side of my hair doesn't grow.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. The right side just grows at a very slower rate to the left
Do you
side.
sleep on your right side?
I don't know. I don't know how I sleep. How
Oh.
am I supposed to know?
I've heard sometimes depending on what side you sleep on, like
That's
it
with
tends
babies.
to grow less. Yeah.
I don't think it's with adults. We got some very strong hair follicles that can withstand the pillow. I don't know, but that's besides the fact. So I can't let my hair grow for too much because then you see the patch. And I'm like, I don't think you guys would have seen it because I cut my hair today because you guys are coming today. So listen, I have to look decent because I have to make sure that they don't feel like I'm looking very grisly, like the Grinch in the studio.
I love Grinch, so.
Ooh, I like that. Well, speaking of that, you love tech too, though. What pulled you into tech?
I would say I always knew I liked tech, but I didn't know I liked tech because I've always been, behind a computer, on a phone, on a tablet or something. But it was in high school where I understood, hey, wait, I can learn how to build this, like take it apart, build it back, make programs and stuff like that. And I guess that's where my mind was just blown. It was just put in awe. I was like, okay, maybe this is something that I can do. And at the time as well, I was really fond of math, really into accounting. So initially I wanted to be in fintech.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I really was, that was my goal. That was my headspace. But then, as I got more into tech, I realized maybe I could leave the finance part out and I could just focus solely on the tech. And that's where I landed.
Well, what part of
Technology.
tech do you want to do? Is it programming? Is it networking? Is it cybersecurity? I mean, what's the deal?
I think I really want to do programming.
Why?
I fell in love with computer science, and I know a lot of people listening can be like, what? She's complaining every day about computer science. How can she fall in love with computer science? I really like the idea of it, the concept of it. It's really, really, straightforward once you understand what you're doing. And it's just the idea of me creating a program or like something that is going to do something else, I like problem solving. So me creating a solution to a problem, I like that. So
now I want to ask you, so have you written any codes recently? Any programs? No. So you have not, so you're intrigued by it, but you
Yes.
have not suffered enough in it to determine whether
No.
you want to do it.
no, I feel like I need someone to like guide me into, because as I said, I'm fairly new to it because computer science was introduced to me last year when I came to CFBC. So if someone could just steer me in the right direction as like how to, or maybe I could just look it up myself.
But you did computer science unit 1 last year?
did.
There was some coding there.
Yes,
in C,
yeah.
right, but nothing too crazy, right?
No, that was the baby stuff.
That was the baby stuff, and but you do know like the big boys, the big shots would not be really programming in C, so it would be more beyond that.
Exactly.
So have you started taking other like on the side courses like Python and?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know where I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I don't know where I can find these things.
Okay, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
How come you didn't ask me?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I want all my students to be better versions of myself and become super rich, richer than me. That's my goal. I want all of you to just come back and say, wow, like, yeah, I'm driving that Benz now, like I'm driving that LX right now. Yeah, I built this program. And yeah, I think that you have the right drive for that. So people like Aiden is also a good resource. Aiden is in your Unit 2 class, isn't he? And Mikkel, those are good people to rub shoulders with, because like I said, I'm planning a project over the break, but I have to learn before I could teach you guys.
Okay.
I'm struggling, the
That's-
things that I have to learn that I don't already know, but this is what I am as a teacher. I have to continue to learn to be able to bring stuff to you that is beyond the syllabus, because the syllabus doesn't really prepare you for the real world. It prepares you for an exam. I mean,
I've
that
heard
is my
before.
take. It prepares you for an
Yeah.
exam, and I would feel I would be doing you guys a disservice if I don't go beyond. Hence why I give you guys those learning and discovery assignments to do, because it gets you a lot more ready for the real world. So, but I like your ambition, and I think that you do need a bit of guidance and mentoring to nudge you in the right direction, because you don't want to go into a lot of effort into something that may not benefit you in terms of career, something that has to be in demand. So what you should do when you go home, go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I want to do coding and programming and computer science. What are the top languages I need to know, like the back of my hand? And what are the ones that I don't need to know in the next 5 to 10 years? And you'll be surprised how quickly that would answer. All right, so, we have a president in our midst, president of the STEAM Club, right here. People didn't know that. Yeah, Malika is the president of the CFBC STEAM Club. Is it STEM or STEAM?
STEM.
Where's the A?
What happened to art?
Okay, guys,
Listen, I feel
Mrs.
like
President, you can have a referendum and change that. Bring the A into it. And you are creative.
I'll talk about it with the exec board, but it's
No,
all
you the
STEM.
veto whatever. You just use an executive order that says, I say A has
I
to
like
come in.
democracy,
You like democracy until they are crazy. You do the thing and you say, I decree that hereby that the A comes into STEM to make it STEAM, because without the creative aspect, STEM is just going to be for the nerds.
Oh.
I'm dead serious. The reason why STEM has made so much money is because it's been able to be made appealing to the day-to-day user. Everything otherwise would have been scientists bragging about them being able to make a robotic monkey jump from tree to tree. Like, yeah, look at my monkey, it can do this. No, listen, bring the art into it. Like creativity. When you look at Pixar and Disney and all of those, they're making money because it's the art. There's lots of computer stuff, computer generated stuff, but it's being made creative so that we can appeal to that, because we were creative before we could even walk and talk and write. The first things we did was draw as human beings, scribble. So that's what appeals to all of us, so bring the A back into it. So I would like to see that. For you, what's that club about, and how do you make it work? Like, what do you guys do?
Okay, so the STEM club, which is the CFPC Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. It's a club that was basically created. At first, it started off as an environmental science club strictly, and then it developed and grew into like a full-on STEM club. So now that we're here, it got revived and it's a full-on STEM club now, and we've been incorporating the arts into it. So it's like STEAM, but not officially a STEAM club. We basically try to take STEM concepts and try to make them fun and innovative. So even though it's like a community that originally was created for strictly STEM students, we found our own space. We decided that we didn't want to just, make it exclusive to just STEM students alone. So we try to package it in a way that is appealing for both STEM and non-STEM students so that they get a little piece of our world.
What does the club do?
Okay, good question. So as a club, we meet every other week. Every other Friday. And we plan activities that would not only be fun, but would also take like different STEM principles, different STEM concepts. Like one time, we usually pick a different category from STEM. So we'd either use like the science and the biology and the chemistry part, or we'd go into the technology, or we use math. We usually don't do math solely because nobody just likes to do math. But we did take a stab at making some roller coasters at some point. We did an invention day where we came up with, I guess that's where some of the creativity comes in, but we came up with our own crazy adventures, and inventions, and we allowed them to basically generate whatever they wanted. Like if you had the opportunity to make something exist, something useful, what would it be? And we got a lot of different responses. Very interesting.
I like that.
From smart dressers to a fan that feeds you. It was interesting.
Did you document all of these?
Yeah, we have an Instagram page that we
Really?
at Ionica Chief.
Of course, I would like to see all these things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you in this thing, Majig?
I'm not, unfortunately. I'm in the drama club.
Oh, you like drama. You like drama. I can see that. Oh, Malia is asking what's the number to call in. I think I know what she wants to do. 4660989. Malia, you could go ahead and call in and do what you normally do. Okay? And I'm going to revise that little skit and put an update to it after you say what you got to say. 4660989, 6620989, or 7620989. All right? We will be awaiting your call. And if you have any trees you want to bring into the studio to give us shade, we will not appreciate them because we have AC. All right, back to...
But she told me before I got here,
what she said.
I'm going to call into the studio. And she was serious.
She's serious. All right, I think she's going to call in and talk about STEM because that's what we will talk, because she's a STEAM ambassador.
She is.
So she wants to definitely chime in and give her 2
STEAM
cents.
girl.
So, you know what? Let's talk about AI, man. This is the big craze that's happening now. Like, what's your take on that, and how is it enhancing your learning experience at the college at the moment, or areas of study? When you hear that, I think that's a call. That's a call coming in. That's Malia calling. Do we hear anything? Nothing's coming? Okay, go ahead.
I think that.
All right.
Oh,
Hello, caller. You're live. Don't bring any trees. You hung up. Call back, Malia.
Oh my.
Call back. All right. Go ahead.
can you please repeat the
AI.
question?
Like,
Sorry.
how is it
Yes.
impacting your learning at
Okay.
college or your area of study?
Okay, so I'm obviously doing technology.
I can't hear you, Jumpster. Okay. Call 6620989. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, so obviously I'm doing IT, and AI is taking over the IT world. So if I want to also be a part of the IT world, I need to be headfirst into AI. But in terms of using it for studies and stuff, I think that there's a fine line between help and doing your work for you. So there are people who would abuse it and just solely, oh, I have an assignment, okay, chat GPT that. I have this to do, okay, chat GPT that. And with that, unless they are actually like reading what the response is and trying to understand how it came up with that, it's not helping them, and it's not helping anybody else. So if you're using it solely for that purpose, then it's not really enhancing you in any way. For me, I mostly use it when I have a creative block, because I tend to get asked to do a lot of welcomes at church and stuff, and over the years they've always been like creative and out of the box type of things. And so sometimes when I have a like little creative block, I'll just say, hey, can you help me create a creative welcome? And that's about it. That's the extent that I use it. I mean, once or twice I use it to help me with school in terms of help, where I'm like, don't remember or don't sure, I'm not 100% positive on how to get the answer that my teacher's looking for, and then read through the answer and I'm like, oh, okay, so that makes sense.
Gotcha. Malika.
Um,
Malia, you can still call. There's still time. I don't know you tried again because I heard the thing buzzing. So give it a shot one more time.
as far as AI, especially being in this STEM world as well, IT and STEM, you find that technology is kind of what pushes the whole concept of what we do forward. And if you want to be involved, as Jan said, in anything like that, then you have to be willing to go with the. You have to be willing to go with the technology.
All right. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? The call is coming in. Okay. Try one more time because we just heard it. So third time will be a charm. All right, Malika.
So yeah, if you want to be involved in these areas, then you have to be willing to go forward with the technology and use it for your aid, because that's what technology is there for. Too much of any good thing is probably bad. So I think I have the same problem with it that ASEAN has, as far as people being accountable and still knowing how to do things. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with a generation that is really, really dependent on the technology. And once you take that away, it's like, oh, well, we actually don't know any of these basic concepts or anything. But I don't mind people using it as long as you're using it. And I think that's maybe my big thing with AI. It doesn't have like many guidelines or what's not, so people kind of tend to push the limits a bit. And I think maybe once we work on the control mechanisms, then we could be towards something better. As far as me using it, I think maybe...
All right. It looks like finally she got through.
Malia got it.
Hello? 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 I can't hear anything. What line are they using? Okay, we can't. So are they still on? Are they still on? We can't hear anything. I don't know. Aw, that's too bad. All right. You know, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna
You're
do.
gonna call her.
Yeah. I'm gonna call her, and then we're gonna Maeleah, and we'll just put her on speaker, and so she can say her piece, and not feel like we didn't.
Oh, that means she's on a call.
She's on a call.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe she's on this call. So let's try one more time. This is calling. This is calling. No, she doesn't have. It says calling. It doesn't say ringing. Okay, so looks like we're gonna continue. So I want to know your influencers. Who are your biggest influences right now, or role models that you would like to share about or talk about?
I've always said that my role model is my mom.
Okay.
And not just in life, like just life, like spiritual life, emotional, like all around. My mom is my role model. Like the way she handles a lot of things that come her way, she's a champion. Like that's the best way I can describe it. And I don't want to get into much to it because I am a known crier. So it's, she's always been my role model, I really do look up to her. And I know sometimes she may feel like, oh, where did I go wrong with these children? But speaking on behalf of me and all the others, we really do love and appreciate you. And we really, because she's listening, we do love and appreciate you. And we absolutely take everything that you say into consideration, and eventually when we get there we're like, yeah, this is what mommy was talking about. So
Wow, that was touching. Malika?
Other than my parents, I probably have to really give a big shout out to my sisters, not just one of them but all of them. Being the second youngest, I think seeing them growing up and just how they go after what they want, and I like that. From being entrepreneurs to like being fellow creators. My sisters, some of them are like seamstresses, some of them they're involved in different crafts on this side, and I think that also possesses itself in me because I also like arts and creative stuff, and just seeing how they maneuver in life, how they treat different situations that they're in. I think they're my biggest role models.
I like that. Well, I mean, we've pretty much come to the end of the show. We just normally have our rapid fire session. That phone call is being tried one more time. We can hear the interference in the headphones. So if maybe the fourth time is going to be this charm. But let's go through this rapid fire session. 10 questions. I'm going to alternate. And you ask the first person, just give me an answer. All right? That's the call? Okay. All right, number one. People think I'm good at this, but I'm actually not as good as they think. Malika.
Probably reading. I think people think I like to read a lot. That's not necessarily. I read when I have to, but.
All right, Aziz. There is someone I know right now watching this show who is beaming with pride. That person is?
my parents.
Okay, Malika. If money did not matter, I will be doing a lot more of this more often in my life.
Traveling.
Ooh. Azzy, my superpower as a teenager is?
My determination.
Oh, I can see that for sure. Malika, if I were the prime minister, first day in office, I'm doing this.
Probably fix a lot of infrastructure.
Okay. Azzy, comfort food for me is?
Ooh, just one?
Just one.
Okay, chocolate.
Chocolate. All right. Next will be Malika. Most frustrating class for me right now is?
Puma.
Thank God I did not get that question.
That's okay. Wait. Actually, you're going to like
Chemistry
this one.
is very close, though.
All right. Number 8. Other than Mr. E's class, this is my favorite class.
Miss Johnson's computer science.
Oh, yeah. She's good. All right, Malika, both of you going to answer this question.
Okay.
My legacy after I graduate from CFBC has to reflect this.
Ooh, okay. I just want people to know that I came and I did my very best. You know, I didn't settle for mediocrity. I didn't just want to just be another student that came, another nameless face. You know, I want people to be able to see me and just be like, I don't necessarily want to be like popular or anything like that, but I just want the things that I did to still impact somebody after I leave.
All right, Azzy.
I mean, is there really a follow up to that?
I don't know. You're the orator.
When I leave, I want that I don't have any regrets. I want that when I leave, I look back and I say, yeah, I did everything that I could do, everything that I needed to do, and there's nothing more that I wish I could have done. I did what I needed to do, I got it done, and I did my best.
It's good.
All right, and both of you answer this question. Malika first. Best part about being on the show is?
Getting to talk about things I normally don't get to talk about. Good news, man.
Azzy.
Oi. The best part for me, yeah, the free flowing conversation, you know, you never get, not never, but you don't very often get to sit down and just talk about stuff like this with any and anybody. And the fact that you're not only our teacher, but someone that we can come to outside of the classroom, that makes it calm and comfortable.
You guys make it easy, so it takes two. Literally two. So you got M and A, Malika, Azian. I mean, by the way, her name is not spelled Azian.
No,
It's A.
that's boring.
I know. It just had to be. Trust me. How many times when you're in the airport or somewhere and they get to your name, Ax.
Oh, I don't even need to go to the airport. In school, yeah, mostly in school. You know, with teachers that.
Register.
It's spelled AXYAHN, right?
That's correct.
Right. Yes, I got that right. So yeah, I mean, I go through that with my name too. But anyway, this has been great, and thank you guys for coming on board. I feel very happy about my future with you people like you at the helm, and people like Mikkel and Aiden, and you know, this wonderful crop of students that at some point are going to be holding very high ranking offices either in the private sector or in the public sector. But the future is in good hands because of people like you and you. So you keep up the good work, and I'm here, and I'll be there, and I'll be everywhere you guys need me to be. All right?
Thank you.
So that's it, folks. This has been great. So we're going to just say goodbye, and I don't think I'm going to be here next week. I have a program to perform at, and I think the week after is eliminations. So you guys may not see or hear from me for the rest of December. I'm not sure yet, but as soon as I get any window of time, you guys will see me, because I do want to be here. I do feel like this program does what it's supposed to do. Was there someone calling still? Oh no. And so I will always try my best to come and give you guys the good news, because we have more than enough of the not so good news going on around us. So till then, remember to be kind and to spread love. Always. And thank you for those who were chiming in online. The next Genesis, and I think this person has to be somebody related to you, because it's AXARIA, Azaria Sherry. I don't know who that is.
You have my sister coming.
All right. So yeah, she commented, and so so she says, yes, we do, Azzy. So thank you all for participating. All 15 of you who were on the YouTube live, thank you guys. Take care. Yeah.